Peace to you all. In this video we are going to make a comment about the comments. This video actually it's making the Muslims very much upset, so I would like everybody to watch it and download it and post it everywhere. This video and the video before it about women's rights, there's two of them actually. Now here there's a Muslim. He is so upset because, as usual, you know, all Muslims are so upset because of what I do, because they notice how stupid their religion is. And you know, especially I'm showing a reference and showing in the screen everything you need to know about the stupid religion of Islam, which is nothing but a collection of fairy tale stories and legends of old generations before Islam. Actually, even the Quran says that people, they accuse Muhammad that he is a thief and he is stealing collections of legends of others. So the Arab, they knew already that this is nothing but a legend. Alright, you see here, Inna hada illa asatirul awwalin. This is nothing but the fairy tale stories of the old nations before you. Alright, do you see it? They accuse him many times during his lifetime that this is the stories we know. You are, you know, those, but all those are legends, are stupid fairy tale stories. And Muhammad, with no shame, still he collect them and he put them as part of his books. Look how many times they keep saying to him, those are legends. It's all over the Quran. You see it? Here we go. It's a tales, fairy tale stories. The fact the word asatir is not only a tale, it is it's exaggerating of stupidity, you know, like Astura. It's a fabrication with exaggeration of things happen there, like, you know, things like flying, like today what we call it fiction, like people Spider-Man and blah blah blah, etc. But at that time they have their own kind of fiction stories, and Muhammad, he heard those stories and he made them part of his Quran. And this Abdul, he is trying to prove me wrong, and he posts something underneath of this video. This Abdul, his name, I will make him famous. His name is Salim Aboud. Unbelievable. Let us see what Salim Aboud he said. Salim Aboud, where is your post? And you will notice, my friends, here, this guy, he got me busted. I mean, seriously. This guy is seriously intelligent. He said, what a liar, foolish Christian princes. He's insulting me now. Why you don't show in your clip full hadith or verse? What do you mean full hadith or verse? I'm showing the hadith number, I'm showing the Quran page, I mean the chapter number, the verse number in the front of the screen, and even I'm showing the interpretation of the verse. What do you want more? But look, he wanted to get me busted, and this guy is smart. Actually, this guy, he reminds me of a smart guy like him. His name is Dr. Zakir Naik. You know, Zakir Naik once, just to show you how smart the Muslims are, once they asked him why there is no women, she is a prophet in Islam, he said, first of all, brother sister, let me assure you that in Islam there is no woman to be a prophet. However, the reason there is no woman to be the prophet in Islam, because if a woman to become a prophet, you have to lead the congregation. If you lead the congregation, you have to bend over. If you bend over, that would disturb the Muslim prayer. Thank you very much. So the smart Abdul saying that there is no woman in Islam is a prophet because if she bend over, every Muslim will look at her ass. May Allah ask you with this intelligence. And this guy is exactly the same. He decided to defend his prophet, but he did expose him more. Look what he said. Read the Jewish view in the flying carpet of Solomon. You idiot. This is not the Jewish view, you dummy. Donkey monkey. This is the Jewish legends. You idiot. Do you even Muslims read? Oh, I forgot. You are a follower of the illiterate Muhammad, the prophet of the hummus. Actually, even hummus is not even your mate. Even in the Arabian Peninsula, they have no idea what hummus is. Let us click at the link he gave us to show you how this guy is an official donkey like as a prophet. He is trying to prove to us, remember, if you go back, he is trying to prove to us the flying carpet there. Alright? The flying carpet. And I have to show you that this is what he's trying to show us, that the flying carpet is not a stupid story, it's real. So he want to convince us that the flying carpet is a real story and it is not a fiction. For sure he will win. You know, I mean, who in the world can deny that the flying carpet is real? Where is his post? What happened? I'm trying to find his post. Salim Aboud. Here we go. Sorry for that. So he's saying Solomon carpet. Alright? So the whole here post he is making for the flying carpet, which means he's trying to prove to us it is not only the Muslims we are the stupid. He is trying to say to you, well, the Jewish are stupid too, so what do you say of that? Huh? You stupid idiot, the Jews don't believe in this. And I will show you from the website you gave us. This is the website you gave us. As you see, I click, we open it. Here we go in the side, it says Solomon carpet. Let us first expand the size of the page so everybody can read better. Alright, here we go. You are the one who mentioned the carpet, by the way. There is the eagle of Solomon, there is the temple of Solomon, there is etc. And even the ant, my friend, even the ant story, Muhammad, he stole it from there. And here is the story of the Queen of Sheba. By the way, do you know that your prophet, he mentioned in the Quran that when Solomon he died, he was dead, and the interpretation explain more details, that when he died, he died and he was standing up. And the reason, for 1 year, guys, nobody noticed that this guy is dead. Some stories says for a couple of months, or like 6 months. For 1 year he is standing dead and nobody noticed that he is dead. And how they notice he is dead? Because the termite, they ate his stick and then he fell down. Unbelievable story. I mean, a king, he died, and the ministers and the wives and the soldiers, nobody noticed that he is dead. They go to his throne and he's standing there. No comment. Now we click at the Solomon carpet. Do you see it, Abdul? This is what you choose for us from the same page. I will go a little bit up, a little bit up, a little bit up, and I got a surprise for you, Mr. Donkey. I hope donkeys will not feel insulted for calling a Muslim a donkey. Do you see what it says here, Abdul? Importance in Jewish legends. Do you see it? This is legends. This is nothing to do with the Bible, and this is nothing to do with the true belief. Those are collection of legends. The Jews, they tell their stories, or the fairy tale stories, for their children. So the Jews agree that those are legends. And you can read the Old Testament, the Old Testament, and you will not find any of those stories there. Why? Because simply they are stupid legends. So when you as a Muslim, you agree that those are legends, and your prophet, he stole them from the Jews and he put them in his book, that means your prophet is a fake prophet. For he is a thief of legends. Like, I wish he stole from the Old Testament a true story, but he is stealing legends, a flying carpet, a flying horse. You know, do you know that he mentioned the Suleiman, he used to have a flying horse before the flying carpet, but because he slaughtered him, when he get angry, Allah replaced the flying horse with the flying carpet. And I can show you Aisha, she heard about the flying carpet and the flying horse, sorry. She used to play with the toys with it, and this is why Muhammad, he come with the story of the flying mule he called it al-Buraq. This story is coming from the legend of the Jews, and the legend of the Jews is coming from the Assyrian, who have legends too about flying animals. So all of this is a collection of legends, and the question is, how someone he claimed to be a prophet of God, he agree with legends to make them as part of his story. How you agree with it? So if we go to the carpet issue, we go down. Like here as an example, the story of a ceremony judgment. You know, it's all of this is a collection of legends. You know, and then we go down to the carpet. Let's go to the carpet. The eagle of Sulaiman. The Quran speak about the hudhud. All right. And here the carpet. You will see it's exactly the same story. Would you know, like Muhammad, he just make it shorter, and you know, you will see here that the flying carpet, you know, it carry all his kingdom ship, and you know, read with me here, you know. You see it? So he ordered the wind, and the Quran says the same, that Sulaiman, he ordered the wind, and the wind carry him. So those are legends, and you Muslims, you copy legends from the Jews and you put it in your Quran. And Muhammad always do that. As an example, for all Muhammad life, he never mentioned the punishment of the grave. And one day a Jewish woman, she came to the house of Muhammad, as you see it here. Aisha said that a Jew came to her and mentioned the punishment in the grave, saying to her, may Allah protect you from the punishment of the grave. Aisha, she said, then she asked the Prophet or the Apostle about the punishment of the grave. He said, yes, there is punishment in the grave. Aisha then after that she said, I never saw the Apostle but seeking refuge with Allah from the punishment in the grave in every prayer. If you analyze this hadith with me, you will notice that Muhammad, he never mentioned the punishment of the grave ever before, until a Jew told Aisha about the punishment of the grave. Aisha, she told Muhammad about the punishment of the grave, and since then Muhammad, he cannot pass a day without saying, I seek refuge to Allah from the punishment of the grave. I mean, if the punishment of the grave is so scary, and Muhammad, he is a prophet of Allah, how come he never heard of it until the Jew, he told him, and then he stuck with it? And the proof that Muhammad never mentioned it before, because Aisha, why she is surprised? Why they, you know, if Muhammad mentioned it before, and as you see, this is mean before that time, before that day, Muhammad never ever mentioned such a thing. And this is one of the part of the Jewish legends, that when you go in the grave, your punishment start. So Muhammad, he copy it and he make it part of his religion. And now he is teaching the Muslims that there is a punishment of the grave. This is why he slept with the mother of Ali, Fatima bint Asad. When she died, he slept with her in the grave. Why? Because simply he want to make the pressure of the grave lighter. But Muhammad never mentioned it before until a Jew, he told Aisha that. And this is why Muhammad, he copy, and he tried to hide his theft. Like as you see here, a story of a Jewish guy when Muhammad was doing a funeral and Muhammad praying standing. So a Jew, he told him, this is how we do it, this is how we do it. Muhammad right away, he said to his men, sit down and let us act differently. Why? Because obviously he's a thief, he is copying from them, and he thought by acting differently he will not be accused anymore of stealing of the Jew. So thank you Muslims for exposing your prophet. Don't forget, if you want to learn more, you can get my books from Amazon.com by searching for Christian Prince, and you will find all the list of my books. And soon our German copy will be out, and we have the Swedish and we have the French. Get your copy and learn about the cult, stupid religion of Islam. Thank you, and God bless. Don't forget to subscribe.